as effective on third down. We had some protection issues. So a lot of things that we can fix.
I'll have more in a moment.
When it comes to your business IT solutions, smarter is better. Meet the authority from C-Spire. Our team of super specialized engineers partner with businesses of all sizes, taking on their toughest IT challenges while finding new opportunities. Connectivity, data security, cloud services, you name the tech, we have a specialist for it. C-Spire Business. Win with authority. Your partners in IT. Every size business deserves top-tier IT solutions. Visit cspire.com/business.
Here are more post-game thoughts from Coach Saban.
They deserve a lot of credit. They had a good plan. They changed some things up, and the guys really competed well and played hard in the game. So, but I can't tell you how proud I am of the way our guys competed in the game to be able to win.
Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by C-Spire. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CT Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The lose the kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fires the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13-0. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Welcome into the Jay Barker. I'm Matt Coulter. Jay's playing a little golf today. Lars Anderson is in the studio, along with our Jay Barker Show mascot, the one and only Ted. But we welcome into the show. We got a whole lot to talk about. First, just candidly, Lars, the daylight or day-night
really aggravates a lot of people, including Karen, my wife. Yeah. And it's starting to aggravate me more and more. Is it time to dish this thing?
Yeah, I think it is.
It doesn't make any sense anymore.
We don't need to do it what it was originally set up for, which is energy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're okay there.
Yeah.
Depending on what type you decide to use.
This was the one year that, you usually enjoy that extra hour of sleep, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had my 3 kids this weekend, and they didn't. Their body clocks aren't wired to give you that extra hour.
They
of
can't
sleep.
Differentiate that.
Yeah. So we were rocking and rolling at like 5 a.m. So it was a good time. So Matt, do you is the Alabama football nation just in full on meltdown mode?
From what I've heard,
is the sky falling?
Evidently, to many, it's fallen. I even heard one guy just going all over Nick Saban. I'm going, what the heck? What? Really?
Alabama did win the game, didn't they?
The one thing, yes, they did. And we emphasized this after A&M, after Tennessee, after several of the games this year. And it seems more evident this year, and I'll explain why in just a second. We're waiting on Nick Saban. We'll go to the podium in a minute. Alabama always gets everybody's best shot, but I think it's magnified when Alabama isn't the Alabama of 2020.
Right.
And there's 6 guys How many went in the first round?
6 went in the first round.
Okay. You may have blue chip, red chip, whatever you want to call them, coming in behind them. But especially in the case of the offensive line, they've got to meld together. And they lost Dalcourt early. And that was a big – that was why Alabama couldn't rush the ball, right?
Yes. And you're not used to seeing Alabama struggle on the ground the way they did. And just sort of struggle offensively. But look, LSU's a good team. I mean, the record isn't there, but you go back and look at their recruiting classes over the last 5 years, and they're right at an elite level. Plus, given the fact that this was sort of Ed Orgeron's last hurrah, this was their Super Bowl. This was their national championship game, and I it's my opinion that the players actually like Orgeron. He's always been known as a player's coach, and I think LSU just had an edge to them that we hadn't seen all season. Also, it was ridiculous that the point spread was 28.5, and you tell the players, don't listen to that, don't listen to that, don't listen to that. Well, I think that could have had it was because it was so widely expected to be a blowout, Matt.
Well, and I said last week I thought it was going to be. I just think that Alabama had better talent, had better coaching. They had lost significant. Here's Nick Saban live from Tuscaloosa.
Please use the raise your hand function. Coach, go ahead.
Well, one of the things that I think is really important to note is the way the players competed in the game. The defense made some huge stops at the end of that game that were paramount in us being able to win the game. Now you can make a great argument for the fact that because we didn't do and we didn't pass protect very well. We didn't protect on third down. We didn't do as well on third down, which is something that has been really good for us all year long. And I think, we're all responsible for that. It starts with me. We need to get those things fixed. Every coach, every player, including myself, needs to put our players in a position where they have confidence that if they do their job, things are going to work and we're going to have a chance to be successful. So we all need to work hard on, trying to get it right. And we can't tolerate, any less than that. And I think that needs to be the focus for, this game this week is we need to improve as a team. We need to do things better on a more consistent basis and, not put ourselves in the positions that we found ourselves in last week. It's great that Will Anderson, SEC Player of the Week, Defensive Player of the Week, a guy had an outstanding game for us and extremely well all year, and certainly didn't disappoint anybody in this game. I think New Mexico State is a dangerous team because they're one of these teams that are going to pass the ball. Top 25 passing teams in the country. Quarterback efficient. They got good skill guys. They got a pretty good runner. They play a lot of pro type stuff on defense, which we're going to have to do a good job of. But again, I think the focus needs to be on what we need to do individually and collectively as a group so that we get things right. Moving to this week.
Okay, we'll get things started with Charlie. Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Coach. After watching the film, just how would you assess the play of the offensive line, and how much did Darian going out kind of affect the way that unit played?
I think Darian going out certainly didn't help the pretty well in the game, actually. And we had a couple snap issues. And, a couple times he probably, could have executed things a little better. I think he did a good job relative to the reps that he had. So we need to be more prepared that if something like that happens, that are all things that we need to improve on.
We will go to Stephen Smith. Stephen, go ahead.
Coach, you've always talked about playing winning football, but with this team and so many different personalities, how do you decipher which guys can take that tough coaching and which guys that you have to do a little bit of a different coaching style to get them to play that winning football?
Yeah, well, I think, most guys that are out there playing on our team that are getting significant playing time. They're competing. They're working hard. They want to do well. They want to do well probably better than I want them to do well, or their coach wants them to do well, or the fans want them to do well. So it's not a matter of wanting to. It's a matter of, making sure that you're well prepared and that we do a job as coaches of preparing them so that when they go in the game, they can, do the things that they want to do at a level that they want to do them at on a consistent basis, which is what's going to create value for our team. It's what's going to create value for them. So I don't think it's necessary to jump up and down and throw a fit to get them to want to do it. That's not the issue. The issue is we need to do it better. We need to do it more efficiently. And we can't tolerate any less than that from, ourselves as coaches or as players.
We'll go to Aaron Suttles.
I know you talked about Kool-Aid after the game, but after having watched the film a little more closely over the weekend, what would you think of his performance and how valuable is that in his development to be able to play, actually get some playing time in meaningful moments?
Yeah, well, he played okay in the game. I mean, I thought he did a good job. There's always things that, we can improve on. He did a pretty good job of covering in the game. Didn't make mental errors. He was well prepared and, he didn't do anything that was costly, to us in the game. So he did okay.
Unless we've got any more, we'll finish up with Haley.
Coach, taking a break from conference play, how does that affect the team at all, or does it affect the team?
Well, I hope it doesn't affect the team. I think that, your opponent should be faceless in terms of what you want to try to accomplish and what you want to try to do in terms of individually improving and getting better, and individually and collectively as a team getting better. And I think we certainly need to do that. And we're not where we want to be. So it shouldn't be like we're going to have some, this is a good break for us to not go try to improve and continue to be the best, players that we can be, the best team that we can be. This is takes a lot of maturity to be able to do that. If you're motivated by external factors, then, maybe it's even more difficult to do. But that's something I'm hopeful that our team will show enough maturity to be able to go out and do the things we need to do to play better.
Okay, we're going to finish up with Tony.
Hey, Nick, you talked about Darian Dalcourt's status. What's the latest on Jalen Armour-Davis with his ribs?
He's fine. He'll be okay. So he should be able to practice, go through the walkthrough today and practice tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
There you have it, or most of it, live from the Malmore Football Complex on the campus of the University of Alabama. As Nick Saban addressed his team and the media following the 20-14 win against LSU, and as they look forward to a game against the Aggies of New Mexico State. It did kind of cut in and out. We had some technical issues. Lars Anderson is here in the studio. Jay Barker's playing a little golf. Good for him. What a beautiful day for it. Lars and I will be right back, and we'll kind of capsulize what Nick went over, and then I'm going to share a thought as to why Nick seems to be softer in his criticism this year with this version of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Jay Barker Show. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVA.
So that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Townsquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 45% off during their early access Black Friday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. And catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
With Taco Casa, it's not really fast food because it's made fresh every day in the store. The quality hasn't changed. The consistency hasn't changed because we haven't changed in the food. It's made fresh every morning in every restaurant. I think buzzwords in today's food industry are locally sourced and high quality ingredients. We want to say, that sounds great. We've been doing that since 1974.
Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco Casa.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
Good night.
There's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell and engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
It's Macy's Black Friday one-day sale with incredible deals of the day while supplies last. Like 40 to 50% off designer handbags to complete any look. Get 70% off cozy down comforters. And make cleanup a breeze with Shark canister vacs, just $209.99. Plus, Star Rewards members earn rewards even faster during Star Money bonus days going on now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
ABC Wednesday. Your favorite artists are back together for country music's biggest night.
This is incredible.
The CMA Awards with performances by country's biggest stars. Eric Church, Miranda Lambert, Jimmy Allen, Blake Shelton, and collaborations you'll only see here. Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood, Chris Young with Kane Brown. Luke Bryan hosts the CMA Awards live Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply. Tuscaloosa's high 71. Mostly clear tonight, the low 43. We stay dry tomorrow and Wednesday. Good supply of sunshine both days. Highs between 73 and 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Pressure and a sack by Alabama. Bryce gets the football, throws a BB. It is caught. 20-yard line, breaking a tackle. First down, Alabama for Jamison Williams. Robinson up the middle. Touchdown, Alabama. Time to throw. Near side, intercepted off the deflect by Alabama. Jalen Armour Davis. Throw, Mechie open. Touchdown, Alabama. Despite the pressure coming in on Bryce Young, he hit the man in a pinpoint fashion. And Alabama takes the lead. Gets the snap. Stands in. Down he goes. Will Anderson, come on down. Big handoff, big hole. Price gets out across and loses the ball at the 40-yard line, and Alabama recovers it. And Nick Saban is going to smile. Again, Bryce backpedals, has time, loads up, looks long. Jamison Williams got it behind the defense. He is gone. Touchdown, Alabama. 58 yards. Over the top throws. Incomplete in the end zone. Trey Palmer, the intended receiver. The Crimson Tide will get the ball back. First and 10 from the 38, LSU. Quarterback under pressure, going down. That was Dallas Turner. The game is over. The game is over. And if I had any hairs on my head that weren't already white, they would have already turned white here this evening.
There you heard from the one and only voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Eli Gold, as he called the game Saturday night at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Alabama ended up winning by a score of 20-14. We had some technical hits during his news conference, so let's kind of capsulize what he said. He said he was proud of the way his team played, proud of the way, they won the game. Ted is
very proud of how Alabama played.
Boy, I don't want to say anything negative. No, tell him what he'll do. But run us through what he talked about the offensive line.
Yeah, just they had struggles when the starting center went out. Chris Owens moved over from right tackle, and look, the numbers are pretty ugly. 26 carries, 6 yards. The longest run of the night, 15 yards by Bryce Young. The longest run for the tailbacks who played, Brian Robinson, on his 13 carries. His long run was 5 yards. 13 carries, 18 yards. Roydell Williams, he had 2 carries for 9 yards, a long of 7. And also, look, the offense just wasn't clicking, and it was in large part due to the collective play of the offensive line. And again, the starting center going out really hurt because they had to shuffle guys around. And Alabama came into the game leading the nation in third down conversion rate of 58.3, which is remarkable.
Yes.
I mean, getting
Anything over 50.
basically 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But they were only 4 for 13 against LSU. But, the tone of Nick Saban's voice is certainly not tinged with anger. I think he just realizes he has a young team, young quarterback. Everything is still sort of coming together, still needs to come together. And and look, people, I know Alabama fans are incredibly passionate. And I've heard fans this morning just
over the top.
yeah, it's like Nick Saban, the game's passed him by and all this. No. This was it was one of those nights where it felt off key, right? To use like a music reference, just felt like the notes from the different players weren't forming a beautiful song. And Matt, it's hard to put your finger on it, but I think what really boils down to was the offensive line play. And that is really striking to see because we haven't seen that in so long. Look, Alabama came into the game 34 straight times that they had hit the 30-point threshold, which is a college football record.
Right.
So this was the first time in 35 straight games Alabama didn't hit the 30-point mark. And that is causing massive meltdowns all across this state.
If you watch this through streaming, YouTube and BamaInsider, you can also comment. And several people have. They've opened up with Roll Tide. Good afternoon. Julie, who often she's online. She says Coach Saban sounds low-key, tired, and hoarse. You noticed it in his voice. I noticed it. But here's the thing that I've noticed all year long, and then I look back in retrospect, and I said, yeah, that's why he was doing it, in my opinion. When he has a really great team, an elite team, he is quick to criticize. When he has a team that may be just simply above average or good and very young, he doesn't criticize. That's his way. In my mind, it's the correct way. If they get up Monday morning and they read papers or go online and they see that their coach is ripping them apart, well, that's going to tear them down.
Yeah.
He'll get to him in practice. Now, when he's alone with him, he may dog him out just a little bit because there was some awful play at times by Alabama. But when you hear a difference in his voice than you did a year ago, even a year ago, I think the reason is he's got to coach and culture this team as opposed to just going, you blew an assignment, give me 10.
You're 100% spot on this. I think he realizes that he has a good team that potentially could be great, but they're not there yet. And they're young. And again, getting 6 guys drafted into the NFL in the first round is going to hurt. I believe all 6 of them were underclassmen. I mean, back in the day, maybe not. No, Mac Jones wasn't. But this is a team, I think, that needs to be nurtured more than yelled at. And they need the pat on the back, the confidence boost that only Nick Saban can provide. And so, yeah, I mean, from what you saw and what you've seen over the last few weeks, Matt Coulter, is Alabama a legit national title contender?
Not what I saw Saturday. And I've seen portions of the season where they didn't. And we're not, I'll be very, very blunt about this with all due respect to the Aggies of New Mexico State. they're not going to find out a whole lot more this week.
No, this is week 2.
They're 1-8. Their only win is against South Carolina State by 10, 45-35. And they're not even an FB.
Dude, you know more about New Mexico State than anyone I know. It was west of the Mississippi.
It's called
or east of the Mississippi.
It's called a website.
Okay.
I just looked it up. If you think I knew that from memory, boy, you're giving me way too much credit. I am going to, building on some of the positives, I'm going to say what I am, and I'll pat myself on the back for this. I've been saying this since preseason. Will Anderson is a different athlete. He is an elite among the elite. I think he's the best defensive player in all of college football.
Better than Thibodeau out at Oregon? That kid's
I think
good.
so. Now, yeah, he's very good. But I think
Thibodeau's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, he may be. His game may be a little bit better suited for the NFL, although I think Will's bad. But he had 12 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 4 behind the line. He leads the nation is tied in sacks and tackles behind the line. He is an incredible player.
He was just named
Alabama
SEC Defensive Player of the Week.
Alabama, in my opinion, may not win that game without him, one individual, and that's difficult to say, particularly on defense. However, I'm not the only one now raising the flag for him in the Heisman. Several national pundits are now saying this is the best college football player, although he is on defense. Time to start looking at him as a Heisman. Would you agree?
Yeah. This year, the Heisman race is wide open. Yeah. There is just not, no one has really emerged the way, hey, you and I both thought Spencer Rattler was going to win the Heisman at the beginning of the year, and he's not even playing anymore. Transfer portal.
Yeah, that is going to happen, and that amazing. Auburn goes to College Station, and it did not turn out well, although their defense is bowing up. We'll talk about that and a lot more. You're listening to the Jay Barker Show. He's playing golf. Lars and Matt in the studio. Right back.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co. Letter C, letter O.
Is like this for the whole team. It's like this. Well, I think it's probably in different parts of the team. It has been very good at times. And in other parts of the team, not so good at times. And it's different parts of the team that, like we gave up 3 plays against Tennessee for 167 yards in the secondary on, mental errors and misexecution. We scored a lot of points in that game. Tonight, we didn't block very well up front. We didn't get done what we needed to get done to be able to have consistency on offense. But if you look at it, through the course of the season, our offense has been really productive, moved the ball well, and scored a lot of points. So I don't think it's something that you can just say the gap is like this for the whole team. It's like this because of inconsistencies, and we need to fix those consistencies if we're going to be the kind of team that we want to be. But the focus is going to be on trying to get our players to play better, be positive with them and how we teach them so that they can get better. And their attitude needs to be really good so that they can be accountable and challenge each other to be accountable. And I think that'll be the best method that we can to try to improve in the future. Well, first of all, we lost about 20 yards on the last drive, so we might have had a few more than that. But I've already spoken to the point that we weren't able to run the ball. We didn't block them effectively up front. Whether it's the strategic plan or the execution of the plan, and most of the time it is the execution, but we're responsible for that too. So we need to do a better job of being able to block up front. I did think Damian George did a pretty good job in the game when he had to play right tackle and we moved Chris to center when Dalcourt went out. So that was a real positive. It was a positive to get him to play. He's making good progress, and I thought he played pretty well in the game.
David said the very same thing about his replacement right tackle just a minute ago, 30 minutes ago, whatever the case may be, in his news conference. Nick hit on something right then. And I'm not trying to change the game or anything, just the scoring and the statistics. Why do we still count sacks as rushing yards?
Shouldn't. I agree.
Should we start another stat for drops?
Sure.
Quarterbacks want them to. Big time. It's
about half the interceptions that are thrown aren't the quarterback's fault.
And sometimes it's because they're going the wrong way or it's tipped. but I mean, you
Yeah.
have to identify whether or not the receiver had the proper read on the play. That may be difficult. I don't think there's any difficulty in the world in having yards lost by a sack and not putting it on Russia.
Bottom line, they couldn't run the ball. So that doesn't,
And
I mean,
I'm not trying to scratch things out of the way. It popped in my mind. It's aggravating.
You're putting lipstick on a pig here, Matt.
Well, it's a block and bridge, as they say in the political world. But yeah, there's man, that's a big time problem. I mean, and LSU's not the elitist of the elite defensively. And again, as we talked about at the very top of the hour, they brought their A game. No question about that.
No question.
But Alabama's still, whether you take away the sack yardage or not, Alabama's still supposed to rush for what, 120? Easy?
Yeah.
Against just about anybody they play. Maybe not Georgia, and now maybe not Auburn.
Well, now, so I expect Alabama probably to drop in the college football rankings when they're released on Tuesday. And you look at Alabama's schedule and ask yourself, okay, what is their best win? 4-loss Miami, 4-loss Mercer, 4-loss Tennessee, 5-loss Florida, Mississippi State. They've got 4 losses. Ole Miss, now a 2-loss team. And with Auburn losing, but really, what I'm saying is Alabama's schedule doesn't look as formidable now as it did when the season came out, just because of and by the way, Dan Mullen just really shook up his staff. I know there was a lot of speculation in Florida that Mullen was going to bolt and leave for the NFL, be an offensive coordinator next year. But
who's going to hire him?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Florida's just looked terrible. But all of it will be resolved if Alabama can beat Auburn down in the Iron Bowl.
Yeah,
at Auburn, always a tough place to play, and then face Georgia in the SEC championship. If they beat Georgia, they're in. So if they win out, they're in. Okay,
no question.
But yeah, I mean, I think it is also time to admit that this is a flawed Alabama team. 6 rushing yards. Repeat, 6 yards. That's the number 2 team in the country against the team that's 4-5 now. And look, if it's not sustainable. Auburn, if they rush for 6 yards against Auburn, Alabama's losing. They rush for 6 yards against
Arkansas. Are they losing?
Maybe. I doubt it. But I don't necessarily think that this is the norm. I think it was more of an aberration and a confluence of factors that contributed to a pretty poor performance overall. But they won. Hey, a win's a win is a win.
And there's there's
and I took LSU in the points too.
I know, and I told you not to. So now you're 1-9 with the.
It's just too many points.
If Alabama and Georgia were to play this weekend, what would be the line? You'll tell me that on the other side of the break.
Let's do it.
I also think that there are only a certain number of games you can say, hey, we weren't at our best, we won anyway. That catches up with you. And maybe it did a little earlier at A&M, but it's darn sure going to catch up with you. Maybe against Arkansas and certainly against Auburn. Because, man, they played hard but got beat. I don't think A&M had an offensive touchdown, did they?
I want to talk about that game on the other side.
We have got a lot to talk about. This is the Jay Barker Show. Jay is on assignment, and I think right now he's probably on about his 11th assignment. Do you
Probably,
think?
yeah.
Just made the turn. This is the Jay Barker Show. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 45% off during their early access Black Friday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
The road is everything you want it to be. Everything. As long as what you want is road.
To ride your motorcycle on. Progressive Motorcycle also presents basic policy starting at $79 a year. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy is not available in all states.
Hi, welcome to Furniture Depot. And you, come on in. Yes.
Couches are flying off the floor at Cheyenne's Furniture Store.
Sarah, can you go over to dining sets, please?
She needs more sales associates before shoppers take their seats
Can
elsewhere.
somebody get me a price check on trundle beds?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly. Are your wiper blades chattering, skipping, or squeaking? Don't let streaks or smearing on your windshield compromise your visibility. When it's time to replace your wiper blades, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and see our selection. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades while you wait. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Everything is better at Benton Nissan. At Benton Nissan of Bessemer and Benton Nissan of Hoover, you get an even bigger selection. We have more than 400 used cars on the ground. Don't pay above sticker for new cars when we have like-new used cars waiting for you. Drive a little, save a lot at Benton Nissan of Bessemer, 5487 Academy Way, and Benton Nissan of Hoover, 1640 Montgomery Highway. Benton Nissan, your friend in the car business. For qualified customers, see dealer for details. Everything is better at Benton Nissan.
Shantae, can you sweep that, please?
Mina's salon business is growing faster than she can keep up with. She needs a new shop manager before her bookings go out of style.
Curtain bangs and balayage would look so good on you. Just hang on one second. Can you please answer that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply. Tuscaloosa's high 71. Mostly clear tonight, the low 43. We stay dry tomorrow and Wednesday. A good supply of sunshine both days. Highs between 73 and 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3040 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Thank you for joining the Jay Barker Show along our many radio affiliates and also along BamaInsider. And you can log on, please subscribe, and please comment. Can't overlook Arkansas. Place Raider. Robert Watson says, I'm worried about Auburn. Both Auburn and Arkansas. Talking about Auburn, Lars. Watched probably every single snap from that game. Boy, what a fist fight and a slobber knocker, whatever you want to call it in the first half. It was 3-3. Yeah.
I'd call it ugly.
You know, like 3-3 games. Yeah, it wasn't the
It was not a thing of beauty.
No. Sometimes you can have a 3-3 game and just be on the edge of your seat. But Auburn couldn't move the ball. The Aggies stuffed them. Auburn stuffed Texas A&M for the most part. Both of their touchdowns were as a result of turnovers, were they not?
Yeah. Let's be frank about this. Bo Nix did not play well. He did not play well. 20 of 41, 154 yards, interception, minus 18 yards rushing. He was inaccurate all night long. Had receivers running open, couldn't hit them. And obviously that fourth quarter fumble that was returned for a touchdown that put A&M ahead 17-3. And gosh, there'd been so much growth and development of Nix ever since he was benched several weeks ago. And Harsin, it seemed, was really putting him in positions to succeed. And very disappointing effort by Auburn.
Lars, I wish Jay were here right now. We could ask him because he's got quarterback mind. He was a quarterback, an elite quarterback. But what happens inside the bonnet? At first, me thought as well he was on the road. Well, no, he's performed very well on the road.
Yeah.
So I don't think that can be used as an excuse. Did A&M do something differently? I mean, I'm no Phi Beta Kappa when it comes to looking at defenses, but I didn't see that they did anything that would confuse him. How do you go from playing your best football game ever 7 days later, maybe not worse, but playing the exact opposite at the least?
It's that was a head scratcher. Didn't see that coming. I thought Auburn was going to play very, very well. But look, their average yards per play on offense 3.2. And A&M has a good defense. There's no question about that. But Auburn's only scoring drive of the game was its second of the game, with a lot of Tank Bigsby, and I struggle to figure Auburn out every single year. It seems like, but I do know that Bo Nix is talented. He just did not play well on Saturday night, and man, Auburn fans on social media just tore him apart. I really hope Bo is not on social media because there was a very unhappy fan base, Matt.
Well, and he's a junior. He's been there, done that before, and I'm also pretty certain he can handle the criticism because this isn't the first time. But I would have to look at the games on an individual basis, but if it's not the worst, at least statistically, it may be the worst. Not even completing 50% of your passes, that's not drops and pressures.
Yeah,
that's inaccuracy. And again, it's one of those things. How can he be so dang accurate and so dang effective and then show up again? I mean, how good is A&M? They're a 2-loss team. Yeah.
Beat Alabama.
That's it. Beat Alabama. But how good is Alabama? I mean, there's a domino effect there. You could go on and on and on.
I mean, my feeling sort of nationally is, and in the SEC, I guess you could distill it to that, is it's Georgia and everybody else.
No question about it. And I asked you this question going into the break. I'm going to hold you to it because I'll answer it too. I feel like if Alabama and Georgia played this week, neutral side Atlanta, Georgia would be probably close to a 10-point favorite.
Yeah, I was just going to say double-digit favorite, 10 points.
But here's another trend,
which would probably be the biggest. Alabama's they make them the biggest underdog they've been in years.
Wow,
probably that would be. You probably have to go back to 2008.
Well, you have to go back a few years just to find them as an underdog.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I would say it'd be probably 9 or 10.
Yep. And deserved. But yes, as far as the national picture is concerned, just throw out a few. Who might give Georgia a good game?
I think Ohio State, possibly.
That's the first one.
Nebraska played really well against them this weekend.
They had a shot.
They had a shot. They had them on the ropes. But CJ Stroud is good. Good player. They have a good running back, strong defense. but and maybe Oklahoma, maybe.
Well, they're weird. They're just hard to figure
They're
out.
up
But
and
they're
down.
still undefeated, by the way.
Yeah.
Which you got this, especially this year, you got to give somebody credit for that.
Yeah.
Just hanging on.
I mean, I do. Yes.
Okay. Here's a situation that is trending now in college football over the past couple of years. It's really starting to chap my firing head coaches in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Firing assistant coaches. Listen to this. What happened after the Florida game? And they got absolutely pummeled by your buddy Sean Beamer and company.
Yeah.
I mean, by a third-string quarterback, no less. Good. The final, in case you turned the TV off or didn't look, was 40-17. Now, that is a whooping. But yesterday, Todd Grantham and John Hevesy, your offensive coordinator and offensive line coach, gone. After their games this weekend, I don't know who it is. UMass fired their head coach. Oregon State fired their defensive coordinator. And Washington fired their offensive coordinator. This is, what, 3/4 of the way through the season?
Yeah.
Why? Why? How can you get better when you have a brand new guy calling this? I don't get it.
I mean, Florida losing 40-17 at South Carolina just is inexcusable. And it certainly seems like, Florida was an 18-point favorite in that game, by the way. Gosh, and the love affair between Dan Mullen and the Florida fan base is evaporated.
And people say NFL. I'm saying, well, man, his resume right now doesn't look good enough to go to the National Football League. This is the Jay Barker Show. Lars Anderson along with Matt Coulter. We've got another hour to come on the other side of this break.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, but life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com, or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans-style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.C.O.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff, its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Who you are is more important than what you do. The only way that you're going to have any kind of success in your life, you have to buy into a process of what it takes to reach a goal. How can I be the best I can be at what I do? How much of your time was spent and how much was it invested in your goal? You can't do it unless you can overcome adversity, because that's what makes great things great, is the things that you had to overcome to accomplish them. We have about 5 choices in our life, and everybody has a choice as to what they want to do and how they want to do that. But if you're going to be excellent or elite, you got to do special things. You have to have special intensity. You have to have special focus. It doesn't matter what God-given ability that you have, but without the rest of it, I'm not sure you ever get excellent or elite.
You have to have toughness. What does it take to break you? I don't care what circumstance you're faced with. What does it take to break your focus, to make you give in? You're tired or you don't feel like giving effort or finishing the play like you should. I'm not saying it's our goal to try to break you. It's just the way it is in football. It's going to be difficult. You're getting yourself ready to play at a high level. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect the next play. That's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. What does it take to break you?
We should help others. We should serve other people all the time. You cannot be a leader and affect other people if you're not willing to serve other people. Think of our lives as every day we should appreciate the opportunity that we have to accomplish and affect something. Earn this. Everybody made all these sacrifices for you to live. Go live a good life. Be a good father. Help other people. Accomplish something of significance. Make a difference. That would be my message to everybody here. Make a difference and help everybody's spirit in a positive way. God bless you and roll Tide.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992, winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, voted the SEC Player of the Year, and was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, also seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. He is the winningest quarterback in Alabama history, 35-2-1, member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is Lars Anderson, New York Times best-selling author, 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated, and professor at the University of Alabama. Live from the AVX studios in Birmingham, Alabama, The Jay Barker Show.
Bryce, what was going through your head during those final moments when the fumble happened?
It was, obviously not how we wanted to leave the field offensively. That was definitely one I wish I could have gotten back. But, you got to move on to the next play. And at that point, we know it's kind of, we got to have faith in our defense. And we had faith in our defense. And, they played lights out the entire night, played tremendous. And they came up big for us, time and time again. So, obviously that's not something, that I was necessarily happy about. But, had to turn the page, and our defense stepped up first when we needed them.
Bryce, just how do you feel physically coming out of the game with 4 sacks and obviously just a very physical game in general against LSU?
Yeah, that's a SEC football game. It's always going to be physical. It's always going to be tough. That was a very good team, good defense, very physical team. So, you're always, got a little bit of soreness going in and out. But, I'm blessed to not have anything major happen to me, anything really bad happen. That's a blessing. So, we just have to put days together and kind of build, as a team and offensively during the week.
What did LSU do different defensively? Coach made a comment at halftime, said they threw the kitchen sink. You guys just seem to not be able to get any consistency going, especially in the running game.
Yeah, a lot of the looks, not all, but there's a lot of looks that they gave us that, were unscouted looks today and really shown us before, that, we didn't really go into the game accounting for, but we did know that there's going to be stuff that we couldn't scout for. And, I think just, as a unit, especially me individually, just have to, adapt better. I have to do a better job of, making sure we're on the same page, getting us to where we need to go to. But, it's a lot about communication, a lot about that rapport that we have and us constantly communicating on the field and off the field. And, obviously, offensively it wasn't the result we wanted, but as a team it was with a win. So, we just know we have to build and keep getting better. But, it was a SEC win versus a really good team. So, it's just, more fuel for us to keep improving.
Close as the game was, as tight as it was, there was a lot of positive talk coming out of this game, a lot of celebration from coaches, players. What was that locker room like in the after a game that was as close as it was?
Yeah, it's again, this is a really good team. This is SEC divisional opponent. This is kind of this is a rivalry that goes back and forth. So anytime you get to win and come out victorious, you gotta celebrate that for the time being and be happy about it. Again, we know there's a lot of stuff that we want to improve on, that we left out on the field, that we have to go back and look at and then, get better at through the week. But, we have that 24-hour rule. And again, that was a really good team that we beat. So, a win's a win. We have a lot to improve on, but we have the 24-hour rule. And then when we come back after that, we'll look at the tape and, we'll start to improve.
Welcome into the Jay Barker Show. Matt Coulter sitting in for Jay. He's out playing golf. Chris Hammond, charity golf. Lars Anderson is in the studio. We welcome you in along our many affiliates and on BamaInsider. Your comments are welcome as well there. And also go ahead and subscribe and make us a regular part of your lunch menu. That, of course, was Bryce Young, Alabama's starting quarterback. And really, since he's been there, he has shown great maturity with his answers and his thought. One thing he's starting to show, and as a result of, some porous blocking up front, man, he's showing he's a pretty tough guy.
Yeah.
That one shot.
He took some big licks.
Well, he took one big lick that knocked him over the out-of-bounds line and, into the sideline. And it was rough, popped up. So, he's maturing both mentally and physically as far as Alabama football is concerned.
Yeah, the best player on the field on Saturday, Will Anderson, by far. And we talked about that in the first hour. I don't know if Alabama wins that game, frankly, without Will Anderson. And he has now 7 sacks in his last 3 games. And I think he has done enough to at least earn an invitation up to New York for the Heisman Trophy presentation, being a finalist, being one of the top 5 or 4, or however many they decide to invite. And he just brought energy in the collective Alabama team, right? The collective energy just wasn't there for whatever reason, but it certainly was with Will Anderson. He was as effective in the fourth quarter as he was in the first. Led the team in 12 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 4 for a loss. So far this year. And remember, he got hurt earlier this year on a cut block against Mercer, which I know it's not necessarily a dirty play, but man, it looked like a dirty play to me. That's, so he hurt his knee. And so he is now, he certainly appears 100% healthy. And
well, if he's not.
Yeah, I know. But so his 40 pressures this season ranks first nationally in the FBS. He ranks first nationally in 21 tackles for loss. His 10 sacks ranks third, but he's only 1 sack behind the leader, Kansas kid from Kansas State, Felix Anudike, I think is how you pronounce it. And he has actually 26 fewer tackles than Will. And so, yeah, I think he is in now the discussion for Heisman Trophy. And, we talked about him a lot in the offseason, and the name Derek Thomas came up as a comp, right? And when you mentioned Derek Thomas, and if you are mentioned in the same breath as him, you're a special player.
He's putting up numbers very similar to what Derek Thomas used to, as far as sacks are concerned. And he put up some pretty incredible numbers in the NFL with his sacks and his tackles for a loss. He seems to me, just with the visual, he's bigger. He's broader than Derek.
Oh, yeah.
Significantly.
Yeah.
And, he's playing really good against the run, too. Now, who else is in it? Sam Howell. I watched a lot of him. So did Wake Forest. I think he's up there. I think Matt Corral's still there, isn't he?
I think that the kid from Michigan State, running back. Although Michigan State got beat this weekend.
Yeah, but he had 140
Shocker.
yards rushing. You're right. He's in the
and the Georgia defensive lineman.
He's not on this list I just got. Sorry.
Well,
anyway. There are several.
Yeah, there's no I think clear-cut choice this year. But we'll see. And this could be a year that it goes to a defensive player. What's amazing? Just going around the nation here in college football. Clemson, the most disappointing team in the country, still has a chance to win the ACC. Yeah. So they had a second half comeback. They beat Louisville on Saturday, and they've had this string of near misses, right? Florida State, Syracuse, Boston College, Georgia Tech. Clemson needs some help and needs to win out, and needs some help with losses by Wake Forest, who fell to North Carolina, and NC State. Wake Forest is a fun team to watch, by the way.
Absolutely, they are.
But there's still a chance that they could win their 7th straight ACC Atlantic title. It's unlikely, but you never know.
The ACC is a whack job this year, because I guess maybe because we were used to Clemson dominating. Obviously, that's not the case this year. But they were down. See, North Carolina scored 24 points in the final quarter to beat the Demon Deacons. I actually had kind of put that on the side as like the third or fourth game I was flipping back and forth to. Then I look at it was 48-48, and then they have winning it. I think there's 1 point difference between the final last year and this year. But I think Sam Howell deserves some interest. Does he not?
I think so.
Quarterback for North Carolina?
Yeah, no, I think so.
I didn't realize he was that fantastic of a runner.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a solid pro. I think he'll probably be a first-round draft pick. But, yeah, I mean, what do you think, just in a paragraph or so, is the issue at Clemson? Why was there this significant drop? Is this sort of the beginning of the fall of the empire?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think you'll see Clemson come back next year with a mat on. Clemson could, as a matter of fact, you just pointed out, they could win the ACC. I don't doubt it. A lot of things have to fall into place. And I hate to put it all on one guy, but then I am. But DJ Young
yeah,
has he's been a massive disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, Spencer Rattler, disappointing.
Yeah, and think about all the money that Dr. Pepper invested in him with the NIL deal, making him a national spokesperson for their Fansville.
Oh, man.
And, Justin Ross, he just hasn't been the same since the knee injury. He's not dominating the league. Hate that for him. and also their offensive line has not been up to par. And Jay's made the point that Clemson they look different this year.
They don't have a swagger.
No.
But then again, I haven't seen a lot of that at Alabama. A swagger. Have you?
Early in the season, I think like Miami.
Now we're all aware that the Hurricanes are just a very average football team.
Yeah. So what is Alabama's best win? Ole Miss?
I'll tell you on the other side of this. Well, it almost has to be statistical. You're listening to the Jay Barker Show. That's Lars Anderson. I'm Matt Coulter. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Football season's here. Time to cheer on the home team. Another team you can get behind is BMW of Tuscaloosa, your hometown BMW dealership. Our roster of players is here to ensure you draft the right car. Our starting lineup of new 2021 BMW vehicles is stacked with all-stars, including 7 sports activity vehicles, each crafted to balance dynamic power, spacious interior, and impeccable design in ways only BMW can. Visit BMWofTuscaloosa.com or stop by to get to know your hometown BMW team.
Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community with an easy way to dispose of unwanted and expired prescription drugs. Dropbox coming soon, located in Lakeview Police Department, lobby address 22765, Central Park Drive, Lakeview, Alabama 35111, or call 205-477-1289. Pride of Tuscaloosa and Lakeview Police Department are excited to bring opioid awareness to the Bibb County community. That's opioid awareness for the Bibb County community at the Lakeview Police Department, brought to you by Pride of Tuscaloosa.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With TracFone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too, because TracFone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes, it's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop. He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Streaming November 14th.
This is a company town, and the business is incarceration.
A new original series from the co-creator of Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan.
Your influence within the prisons is unique.
Jeremy Renner.
We don't break the law, we bend it.
Diane Wiest.
You fix-it men, part-time gangsters.
And Kyle Chandler.
If you want to know who's running what, come to me. I'm the mayor of Kingstown.
Mayor of Kingstown. Streaming November 14th on Paramount Plus. Go to ParamountPlus.com to try it for free.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
The sounds of the holidays are in the air. Jingle bells, wrapping paper, maybe some ho-ho-hos. But at the Home Depot, we also love the sounds of you making the holiday magic happen. Things like ovens baking, turkeys roasting, drinks chilling, air fryers frying, washing machines washing, and your family in the middle of it all. Right now, it's the best time to save on the appliances you need to make the holidays yours. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply. Tuscaloosa's high 71. Mostly clear tonight, the low 43. We stay dry tomorrow and Wednesday. A good supply of sunshine both days. Highs between 73 and 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on 100.9. It's 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Bama Insider's Nick Gillespie will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. Jay Barker's playing some golf this afternoon in the Chris Hammond Charity Classic.
What a beautiful day.
I mean, yeah, let's play
This is a Chamber of Commerce kind of day. Beautiful blue sky.
Can't see it, but. And by the way, it'll be dark in,
12 minutes.
3 hours? It's crazy.
I know. I hate it because it interferes with my golf game.
Yes. And it doesn't interfere with mine because it doesn't exist. All right. On the.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question here.
Okay.
Tom Osborne, who is. I have one autograph in my life, and it's Tom Osborne, former head coach of Nebraska, won 3 national championships. He wrote in his book that he doesn't measure success in wins and losses. He measures success more in terms of how closely a team has come to realizing its potential. And as a result, Osborne never talked to a team about it setting a goal of winning a particular game, but of getting into position to win the game. All right. And the most important thing to him was to play the best you're able to play. So the question is, let's apply that measurement of success to Alabama. Where is Alabama in terms of realizing its potential?
That's a great question.
I mean, is this have we gotten to the point where this is just who Alabama is? The offensive line struggles, and the struggle to run the ball. Is this team, if they are going to make a run for the national championship, it's going to be by the defense will have to sort of lead them.
I think defensively, they're very close to reaching their potential. Offensively, that they're not. And the troubles up front with the offensive line don't appear to me to be fixable, especially in the near future. We don't know
you got all these 5-star freshmen.
Where are
but they're obviously physically not ready yet.
No, and maybe more so mentally. I don't know if O'Brien's blocking schemes are that difficult up front, but there's a reason these guys are not playing. I mean, what are the twins from Texas?
Yeah.
And we don't know from what I was able to read.
What
about
Latham as well? Oh, I think he's going to be okay. It sounded to me in the press conference that he probably will miss. They'll just rest him for New Mexico State and then have him ready to roll against Arkansas.
Really, if you've done any research into the Aggies of New Mexico State,
you have,
not a lot. I looked at the website. There's not a lot of reason to be concerned about what's going to happen with New Mexico
I thought the
State.
cupcake was supposed to be before the Iron Bowl.
I don't know how that got, twisted back and forth, but it's not here because Arkansas certainly no cupcake.
I hate these games. Just waste of time. It's a waste of time.
They are, but it makes teams money, gets other teams prepared. Prepared for what? Kicking.
Yeah.
Anyway, you asked going into the break what Alabama's most significant win this season. As the cards continue to be dealt, it's Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Without question. But the other impressive wins are against 4 lost teams. I mean, were they impressive? Might be the question.
Yeah. I mean, you escape out. This is when I knew that Nick Saban's expectations for this team may not be as high that he'd have for other teams. And that was the Florida game. Because he sounded so relieved to get out of there with the victory.
Oh, they had another 5 minutes on the clock. Alabama would have lost.
A narrow victory, right? And he wasn't upset in his post-game press conference. He wasn't doing a classic Saban rant. He was just like, let's get on the bus and go home.
Well, and he could have done one of those classic Saban rants Saturday night.
Could have done against Tennessee.
I mean, he didn't really blow up when they lost to Texas A&M.
No.
And it goes back to something I said in the first hour. I think his criticism of this team is softer than it would be with other teams because they're vulnerable. They don't need to be broken, especially by the head coach. Goodness, the fans are doing enough to try and break them.
Yeah.
If you're on any website or listening.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, some people are speculating even that, oh, this is going to be Saban's last year. I can tell you from personal experience that his internal furnace is still on full blast, and there's a lot of power in the fire hose, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
So there's just because he maybe sounds a little more subdued, I think you hit it on the head. Is that this is a team that has to be nurtured and coddled more than verbally undressed. You agree?
I 100%. Nurture is a great word. I think that's going to play a key role, even though they've got to make improvements along the offensive line. There's absolutely no question, and injuries are building into that.
Where would this team be without Jamison Williams?
I don't know. I think they might have one more loss.
I think so. I don't think.
And by the way, excuse me for interrupting, but we were talking about those 5-star recruits along the offensive line that hadn't been shown. What about those 5-star wide receivers?
Yeah,
where are they?
I mean, obviously, Coach Saban and the staff are playing the guys they think are the best.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's hard to, even if you're a 5-star recruit, you're 18 years old. And it just takes a long time to understand the nuances and the complexities of both the offensive and defensive schemes. I mean, I know people have been asking about where's J.C. Latham, where are the Brockemeyer twins, why aren't they getting some time, some chances? Well, I mean, they're clearly just playing the guys that they think are the best, and it doesn't mean that significant improvements can't be made. They can, and you have a special quarterback.
Yep.
And I do think Bryce Young is a special quarterback. You've got to remember he's still very young as well. Just in his second year at Alabama, really didn't get the reps that Saban wanted to give him last year. But I think Alabama's in really good hands with Bryce Young for the next at least 2 years. Don't know if he's going to be wanting. Who knows if he would leave early? But I mean, that's a long way down the road. But what's your just quick assessment of Bryce Young this year?
I would give him an A, maybe not an A+, but I think given the circumstances, especially some of the things that we see, that offense is vulnerable. I think he's done a fantastic job. One of the questions I'd like answered, and I'd like to see it answered on the field, is what happened to Billingsley? He is not a factor. On the plus side, Dallas Turner played his best game against LSU, and he is now on the cusp of becoming a real go-to guy defensively. Didn't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Played a great game. Hey, Mick Gillespie of BamaInsider is going to join us on the other side of this break, and we'll do a deeper dive into Alabama's 20-14 win over LSU, an upcoming game with New Mexico State. Let's talk some hoops, too, on the Jay Barker Show.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audiovisual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Central Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently, and our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.C.O.
Welcome back to the Jay Barker Show. Thanks to our many affiliates for diving into and to BamaInsider, which we stream the show every day from noon until 2. Jay Barker is not present. He's playing golf. Matt Coulter in his stead, along with a regular guy. I mean that only as regular as in attendance to the show. You are far, far anything close to being a regular guy. You're exceptional guy.
Oh,
is that better?
Hey, I'll take it.
Another exceptional guy is joining us.
There's a long line of people who would disagree with you on that one.
More would. I'll take that bet. Mick Gillespie from BamaInsider joins us. Mick, how you doing today? It sure is beautiful.
Yeah, really. I'll tell you what. It's great to kind of have warm weather back down here on the coast. I was freezing doing the post-game show from the Westgate Luxury Condominium on Saturday night. I had to be wrapped up in blankets. So I'm definitely more for the heat than the cold.
Mick, what was your overall assessment of what transpired in Tuscaloosa on Saturday?
Hey, what's up, Lars? I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what this Alabama team is. I know they're winners, and I have a lot of respect for the way that they go out and fight. They're not dominant. They're not defeating their opponents, but they're winning games. And to me, you know what? I'm fine with that. I mean, an 8-1 record. They'll be 9-1 when they take care of New Mexico State. This isn't last year's team. They don't have the explosive back anymore. I think losing Chase McClellan has killed Alabama's offense. I mean, it just really sputters a lot of times. Not to take anything away from Brian Robinson, but he is what he is. He's going to run ahead. He's going to hold on to the football. He's going to give you carries, but he's not a breakaway explosive player. He just isn't. And without McClellan, Alabama really hasn't developed that second guy that can come in and make a big play, explosive play as a running back. And maybe it's Roydell Williams. We don't see him that much, though. He comes in, he does a couple nice things, and then out he goes. And I think that could be tied into the fact that the offensive line has been inconsistent. And that's the biggest weakness on this team to me, is the offensive line. And they had an injury last game, and it really got bad. I thought Alabama was fortunate to win the football game, and they fought hard to win, but the offensive line was just tattered. Chris Owen moving to center where he played a little bit last year. He looked rusty at the position to me. You talk about George playing in his spot. I don't know what they're going to do to get better at that spot, but they're going to have to get better at that spot or they're going to lose, and they're not going to be back in the college football playoff.
Mick, I ask you this just about every week, and here's again for the third week in a row. You talk about running backs. Where's Trey? And is there just something? Yeah. There's a disconnect there that the average people on the beat of covering Alabama still just can't figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe he didn't come back the same player he was before the car accident, or the other injury he had playing football. I don't know. It does surprise me that we haven't seen him. Maybe he fumbles in practice. I've heard people say that. And if you don't hold on to the football, this team isn't good enough to overcome turnovers. I just don't think so. I mean, look at Texas A&M. They play a smart brand of football, and turning it over would really kill games like this, like Florida, and they lost Texas A&M turning it over. So I don't know. I'm guessing that has to do with it. Kamar Wheaton would have been a nice guy to have. He's injured. It's so crazy when you look at the stable of running backs. Najee leaves last year, and you look on paper, and you're like, hey, we're going to be fine. And here we are with Brian Robinson and a little bit of Roydell Williams. That's it.
Mick, Matt and I were talking earlier about the potential of this Alabama team. One, do you think they are anywhere near, or have they reached the potential? Is this just like who Alabama is through however many games, 8 games, 9 games? Or is there still room for Alabama to make a little bit of a leap forward and perhaps, give Georgia a really good fight in the SEC championship game? Because based on what we saw, right, on Saturday night, this is not a team that really needs to be playing Georgia right now.
Yeah. I don't even have them there yet. I mean, you still got to go beat Arkansas. You still got to beat Auburn. And if you lose one of those games and Texas A&M wins out, they're going to play in that game. And I think that if you look too far ahead for this team, they could lose either one of those games, Arkansas or Auburn. And that Auburn game, I hate to say it, look, I love Alabama. That's going to be a very, very tough game. You're going against Auburn Jesus, all the luck they have. They're going to play their best game. They're going to make a bunch of plays. You're going to have to make your plays as well. Not to say that Alabama's going to lose, but if they play like they did on Saturday, they're not going to win that football game down there. If they play like they did down in Florida on the road, if they play like they did at Texas A&M, it'll be a Citrus Bowl season for Alabama, and no SEC title game. But with that said, I think the question that you asked me in the first, is there room for improvement? And I think there is. Look, they haven't peaked yet. And if this offensive line can figure it out, maybe they punch a couple guys in that we haven't seen, Latham and Brockemeyer or someone else, one of these other guys comes in and all of a sudden, they can complement Evan Neal, who's just a first round pick guy that's amazing. Maybe that clears it up. I don't know. But if the offensive line gets better, I feel like Alabama's going to be a whole lot better, and they haven't peaked yet. They might not have played their best game. Now, if they get to Georgia, I would be concerned if I was Georgia, because the one thing that I've learned about Alabama over the years, and I've been covering this team, 30 years now, right, is that they're going to play Georgia tough. They're going to give Georgia a hard time. They're the type of team that could jump up and beat Georgia, and maybe they lose the next week to somebody in the playoff or something. I don't know. But I will tell you this. The game at Auburn worries me more than the game against Georgia, just because as good as Georgia is and their defense is awesome, I just think that Alabama will rise to the occasion and will give Georgia fit.
And so what is your assessment of Bryce Young? If you had to give him a grade through this portion of the season, what would it be? And has he exceeded your expectations?
Listen, we don't have an explosive running back right now with McClellan out. Williams has been the receiver that's kind of filled that role. Mechie's been up and down this year. Billingsley has had a very disappointing season. There's too many drops with these receivers all the time, but we have a very explosive quarterback. This kid has kept Alabama right where they're at. When you look at this team and with this offensive line and all of the trouble that he's got to deal with, he just slips, finds an opening, throws the football. He saves that offensive line and the missed blocks that they have, and whoever else. Maybe it's the backs that aren't blocking. Maybe it's the tight end. Billingsley's game looks lazy a lot. I think that's why we haven't seen him. When he's out there supposed to be blocking. But what Bryce has done is he's kept Alabama elite. He's been everything that you could have ever asked for and more. He's a leader on the football field. He's a student. I every time I hear him talk, he's a guy that I'm like, I would love to be sitting next to him at class if I was a student at Alabama. He exemplifies what you want your program to be. And no matter if he wins the Heisman or not, it's still just an amazing season for Alabama. Something happens to him, this team's in deep, deep trouble.
Hey, Mick, I want to switch sports, go to the hardwood. Alabama opens up on the SEC Network tomorrow night against Louisiana Tech. What can we expect from the Alabama Crimson Tide? I know they've got a lot of talent, but a lot of it hadn't seen much floor time.
I think it's going to be like last year. I think they'll probably start out a little bit slow, and then Nate will have those guys humming eventually. I mean, it's really amazing. At BamaInsider, we cover recruiting, and I've only been there a couple years. So I'm not Andrew Bone, who's been covering recruiting since Mike Shula was coaching football. But we really never paid attention to basketball recruiting a whole lot until now. What's crazy is that, 5-star and 4-star and the best this and that, he's made Alabama basketball legit. I think when Bruce Pearl went down to Auburn, it kind of raised the bar for Alabama. They were going to have to bring their game up. Auburn got to the Final Four. And for Alabama, it's been like, hey, you know what? Just like kind of like what Alabama's done in football, where Auburn's always trying to get to that bar. Alabama is kind of in the same spot. So I'm really excited about what Alabama brings back, the experience of, playing in the tournament, the fact that Nate Oates it didn't take another job in the offseason. He's buying into Tuscaloosa. And so I'm excited to see what this team looks like. It's like you can go on paper and read through the names and talk about who you think's going to be great. But until they get out there and play, and every single season in basketball is different just because you have a different cast of characters. But there's a lot of buzz around this basketball program. And I got to say one other thing, too. I can't tell you how much I miss my buddy Fluffopotamus. just the Alabama super fan. And, I used to talk to him at the cigar shop in Tuscaloosa, R&R, about the basketball team. He was in my cheat sheet, and, we all miss him so much. But I thought that Nate Oates in Alabama just did so many just tremendous things to honor him. And, he was the president of Crimson Chaos. There he is right there, Fluff. And so it's the first time anyone's asked me a basketball question since we lost him to COVID, right after the basketball tournament ended for Alabama. But he's not forgotten. And I'll tell you what, the spirit that he gave to the team, and if we can all go out there and support them like he did, Alabama's going to have one heck of a fan base.
Cool.
Mick, shifting gears back to Alabama football, where does Alabama go from here? Like, Matt and I have been sort of grappling with what is this team? What is their identity? And it's so rare that you see Alabama get dominated on the interior of their offensive line. I mean, rushing for 6 yards. I can't remember the last time Alabama rushed for 6 yards, but it's a testament to Bryce Young and the defense to the fact that they actually won the game. Try to be as sort of crystal clear and as possible. No crimson colored glasses here. What are your expectations for the rest of the season?
Take my glasses off for you there. I think they'll take care of Arkansas. I think there's a chance that they beat Auburn. They've got to get some things figured out. But the one thing I talked about on the shows that we've had on BamaInsider, and I'll say right here, is at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters in sports is having one more point than the opposition. And so even though it hasn't looked like it has in the past, where Alabama's going out and destroying everyone, they still believe that they're going to win, and they still do win. And I got to go back to when Mike Shula was head coach. And look, Father Holloway married me. He loved Mike Shula. I mean, he used to tell me all the time, like, because he knew I was doing media. Mike comes to mass every day. I know he's a great guy. That's my point. But when he was head coach, Alabama lost all these games in the fourth quarter. They couldn't play 4 quarters of football. They didn't know how to win a game like that. They didn't know how to play miserably bad like Alabama did on Saturday and still win. What Nick Saban's been able to do is convince these guys that they're going to win the game no matter what. And I think that him, after the ball game, talking about that very fact, hey, look, I'm proud of these guys for going out and winning. He probably knows that he definitely knows that they have some weaknesses. This isn't a team that's going to throw out 5 potential NFL on the offensive line. This isn't the best offensive line in the country. He doesn't have a first-round running back. He doesn't have a first-round quarterback. Well, yeah, he does. He has a first-round quarterback, right? But he doesn't have a first-round running back. I don't know where Jameson Williams is going to go in the draft. Maybe 2nd round, 3rd round, maybe he sneaks into the 1st round. I don't know. But the weapons aren't there like they were in the past. The defense has some holes, but they make great plays. William Anderson is like Derek Thomas, but the rest of them, some of them are good. Some of them are getting better. Some of them are injured. I thought they fought their butts off on Saturday, but they still left some plays out there that they could have done better. But look, at the end of the day, the team won the game, and that's a testament to Nick Saban. I just think they're going to figure out a way to win against Arkansas. The question mark game to me is Auburn. I think if they beat Auburn, everybody in the world is going to be talking about how Georgia's going to kill Alabama. And I love when Alabama's in that spot. They're good enough to beat Georgia. There might not be another team in the entire country that can beat Georgia. And if I was Georgia, I'd be praying that Alabama lost to Auburn just so I didn't have to contend with them. And I'm not saying Alabama win the national championship, but I'm telling you that Georgia doesn't want to play Alabama. If Alabama gets to that game, I guarantee you that Alabama will have their best game of the season. But it's getting there. And the problem is that Arkansas is
the
good.
blackout game, right? The blackout game.
Right. I was there. I was at the blackout game. I was wearing white.
Good Good job.
I was
Mick.
wearing
Thanks
white.
as always, man.
Thanks.
Thanks, my man.
Thanks. Mick Gillespie, Bama Insider. Hey, he's joining us. Did you know Alabama played Gonzaga this year? The polls just came out. Gonzaga's number one. They play them the first Saturday in December.
Be a good
By
game.
the way,
Good test.
in Seattle. You want to go?
Let's
You got
do it.
all those miles.
I do. They're evaporating pretty quick, though.
Yeah. Hey, something happened with football in the state of Alabama at the very end of last week. I don't know if it's been discussed very much. I wasn't here Friday, but we're going to touch on it when we get back as you listen to the Jay Barker Show.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Your home for Alabama Crimson Tide football. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
1225 Sports Bar is the place to be on the Strip for your ultimate game day experience. 1225 Sports Bar is located 2 blocks from Bryant-Denny Stadium. Come meet our staff and enjoy some great food and drinks. 1225 is your new way to game day. With over 30 high-def TVs, along with 5 VIP sections available with dedicated servers, security, and bottle service, we're 1225, your utmost game day destination for entertainment, food, and spirits. Get all the details and make reservations at the1225.com or call us at 205-872-1225.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 45% off during their early access Black Friday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey team, we landed the contract!
Yeah. Kayo's web design studio just landed the gig of a lifetime.
It starts next week.
Their staff needs to double before the dream deal becomes a nightmare.
Front end, back end, a project manager.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain, whether you're vaccinated or not, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
At Ulta Beauty, we know getting ready for the holidays is what makes the holidays the holidays. That shimmering anticipation in the air, lighting the room with scents of the season, setting the perfect table. But now, it's time for you to get ready with the red lip that says, "It's so good to see you," and that gold shadow that makes you sparkle. So let's get ready to celebrate more, because it's moments like these that truly make up the holiday season. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
Hi, my name is Ted, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Shake is when the peppermint shake is available, that's to me sort of announces that the holiday season is here. I guess most people count down the days until Christmas, but me, I count down the days until the shake comes out.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is that first sip, when you taste the peppermint chip pieces, it's like catching snowflakes on your tongue.
Share a peppermint chip milkshake from Chick-fil-A this holiday. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
What a beautiful day today. Sunshine in full supply. Tuscaloosa's high 71. Mostly clear tonight, the low 43. We stay dry tomorrow and Wednesday. A good supply of sunshine both days. Highs between 73 and 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Man, James Fan brought over 73. Not a cloud in the sky. Let's go stand outside for an hour. Find an open aired area.
The brushstrokes on the canvas couldn't be prettier.
Oh, listen to the author. Hey, you said y'all didn't talk about it much last week, but I found it significant that Jacksonville State University is going to leave SCS and go to FBS and become a member of the Sun Belt. That gives this state 6, what I call Division I, 6, with a population of 4 million.
That's incredible.
You know how many Georgia has?
No.
Help me think. 4? Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, and Georgia Southern. Is that right?
No, it's a huge move for Jacksonville State, and well deserved. And yeah,
I did their football games for a couple of years, and it was a blast. Jack Crow was there, and Jack and I have known him.
Oh man, I went out and did a story on him. Years ago.
He's an entertaining guy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All right, Matt. Before we end the show, we just got a couple minutes here. Just your takeaways from Saturday and Alabama's narrow win, 20-14 over LSU.
First of all, and we've said this really for the last few weeks, if there's an elite program, an elite team this year, it's Georgia. I don't see another one. Even though Oklahoma's skated past and they're still 9-0, they're a good football team. I agree a lot with what Mick said. If Georgia's going to get a test, it might be Alabama. But they've got to improve. They've got to figure things out in that chess match that they're doing up front. They got to find a combination that was better than it was Saturday night. And they got to find a number 2 running back. I don't know where that's coming.
A win is a win is a win is a win. And look, LSU is I don't think their record doesn't necessarily reflect the talent that they have on that roster. They played their best game of the season. They're playing for Coach O, who's a lame duck coach, and you could hear it in Nick Saban's voice. He was just happy to get out with the win.
Jay Barker, I hope you hit him very, very well today. Jay will be back in the studio tomorrow along with Lars Anderson and Matt Coulter. Have a blessed day and enjoy this weather.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you.